What a beautiful sight. My goodness.
Good evening. Let's turn within to prayer. Let us open our hearts with the great receptivity, recognizing Spirit for all that it is, the center of creation, peace, wisdom, compassion, and a great divine givingness that shares itself without limit. This is our foundation, our infinite and eternal truth. And we live in oneness and wholeness that we can never be separated from. For the face of God is seen in every face around the world. And we are one with the One. As our center family comes together and in the homes of our viewers tonight, the blessings of Spirit enfold us. I know this truth guides us and leads us to the fullest expression of wholeness in all that we do. I know that our center, our community, our world flourishes. That tonight's message and music lifts our hearts so these gifts are reflected around the world, bringing healing and transformation to Mother Earth, to every country, and to people everywhere. Together, we walk in freedom, in vibrancy, in a partnership of love. And as we celebrate this, joy abounds. My heart is so deeply thankful for this time and all that is. And I release this word, and together we say, and so it is.
Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Santa Rosa Thanksgiving Eve Family Service. We are so grateful that you are here, whether you're joining us virtually or you're here in person in our sanctuary. I'm Reverend Russ Legear. I am your friendly assistant minister. I don't have to chase extraordinary moments to find happiness. It's right in front of me if I'm paying attention and practicing gratitude. These words from author Brené Brown remind me that practicing gratitude is something that is available to me all the time. Not only with friends and family, not only when observing a spectacular sunset, and not only when experiencing something extraordinary, but right here, right now. Indeed, our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, suggests that we practice gratitude as an attitude of mind until it becomes natural and ordinary for us to do it no matter where we are. I'd like to begin this evening's practice of gratitude by saying thank you to our staff, our live stream technicians, our musicians, our many volunteers, and to everyone, each of you who has chosen to be here with us tonight. We are all shining examples of the magnificent power of gratitude. So please join me in giving us all a round of applause. Tonight's opening prayer was by the wonderful Reverend Siota Belle, our spiritual support minister, and our musical inspiration is brought to us by Christopher Fritchie and the Center Band, with Tina Meals on piano, Brett Palm on bass, Tony Vito on drums, and Linda Connor, Linda Weber, and Calvin Johnson on backup vocals.
Sorry, I gave you the wrong name. It's Steve Jones on drums, but you all know
Steve Jones,
that.
Okay. And I'm grateful that Chris is here to correct me on what I had in my script. That's okay. This is why we practice gratitude, y'all. And of course, our message tonight is by the fabulous Dr. Edward Viljoen, our senior minister. Now, we have a tradition of writing down what we aspire to be grateful for 12 months from now. And you're invited to write down 3 things that you wish to celebrate next year, place it in an envelope addressed to yourself, and add a stamp. Many of you will have already received those in the mail, but if you didn't and you're in the building with us tonight, you can pick one up on your way out of our building after service. And this practice is a really wonderful way to plant seeds of joy into your consciousness, and it's inspiring to receive that letter a year later and to marvel at how those seeds have grown in your life. And now, to set the tone for this evening's celebration, I invite you to enjoy a short video about gratitude from our community. Welcome and happy Thanksgiving.
am thankful for. The first thing that comes to my mind is family. I think of my children. I think of my wife. I think of my siblings, nieces and nephews. Family is really big on my heart right now, and I'm very grateful and thankful for them all. I'm thankful for our youth and the direction that they're leading us in. I'm very grateful, feel very proud of the direction and the strength and power of our youth. I'm grateful for our community here at the center. I'm grateful for being a part of your life. Thank you very much.
As we come together today to celebrate Thanksgiving, my mind is drawn to the spiritual practice of gratitude. And I call it a spiritual practice because when we actively take time out of our days to simply feel grateful, we're actually saying a powerful affirmation. We're shouting out to the universe that we are open and we are ready to receive more good, more love, more joy, more of all of those things in life that fill us with so much gratitude.
I'm grateful for this center, and I'm grateful for all the many volunteers that help me keep going on a weekly basis and on a Sunday morning to help be able to create the space for everybody to show up to have their sacred service. I'm happy for my marriage, and I'm happy for my loving and supportive friends.
I'm very grateful for the wonderful tools that I have garnered from this church that help me with my everyday life.
I am so grateful for the blessing of life and for the blessing of my family, that we're all safe and healthy.
Getting started with a gratitude practice is actually really easy. All you need is a piece of paper, or a journal is even better, and a pen or a pencil. And every single day at the end of your day, before you go to bed, think back to 3 things throughout your day that fill you with gratitude. It doesn't have to be anything big. It can be something small, as long as there's something that you feel that feeling of gratitude around. Write down those 3 things in your journal and do this for the next 21 days.
I'm grateful to be seeing so many of your shiny faces on Sunday mornings again. I am grateful for some of the wonderful people I have met here through volunteering and just being in the center. One of them is this amazing man, Randy Coleman, who is my fellow trustee and fellow lead today on a Sunday. And I am grateful for all the wonderful people that I have gotten to know here at the center, and for all the people that we serve in the community at large too.
I am so grateful for being back in community, and it enhances my spiritual practice.
I'm Lizzie, and I'm really grateful this year that Rowan and all the kids 5 to 11 got the COVID vaccine, and for the health of our family.
And I'm Keen, and I'm grateful for my beautiful family and all of our pets, and all of the people out there that help everyone.
Hello, my name is Rowan, and 2 things I'm grateful for are our 2 puppies, Toasty and Kona, and my cat, Shadow.
I am most grateful for the people here at our center, the community, the staff, the leadership, the board members, one of whom is right next to me, Marianne Grenier. You have to come in and see Marianne. And it's just a fabulous group, and we get so much good work done. I couldn't be more grateful to be here.
I'm very grateful for the classes that I've taken at the center and for how I've learned to become a better person.
I am grateful for the beautiful faces of God shining at me everywhere I go.
I am so grateful.
come in away from sorrow. Father, mother, daughter, son, neighbor, friend, and friendless, all together, everyone, in the gift of loving kindness. Grateful for what's understood and all that is forgiven. We try so hard to be good, to lead a life worth living. Father, mother, daughter, son, neighbor, friend, and friendless, all together, everyone, let grateful days be endless. Grateful for each hand we hold, gathered round this table.
Good evening. Hello, beautiful people of the center. Hi. I can recognize some of you by your eyes. I see you there. It's so wonderful. I can see you. And I got to tell you how happy I am to be here with you. It is quite different energetically being in a room with human beings and not just a camera. So I thank you for that. And we are part of a spiritual community. We are a chosen family, and community means being together, and we have been hungry to be together like this. And so I'm appreciating everybody that has helped sustain us during this time when we had out of necessity to be apart, and yet we remained together online. And this is a milestone for us. This is the largest event of hybrid nature, in person and online. And I got to tell you, I feel very emotional this evening just standing here and feeling your presence in the room. It's incredible. So I love you. Wherever you're joining us from, I feel you. So let us talk about gratitude and thanksgiving and blessings and all that sort of thing. I was in a meeting and somebody asked a colleague of mine, "What are you grateful for?" And she answered saying, "I'm learning to work with the good I have." I loved that answer. I loved that answer. I'm learning to work with the good that I have. And her answer got me to thinking about what I mean when I say I bless something, and I'll tell you why. When I say I bless something, I mean I recognize the good that is present. Even more accurately, when I say I bless something, I mean I am willing to recognize the good that is present, no matter how things appear to be. Now, you got to pay attention to that sentence. Well, you don't need to, because I'm going to say it 110 times tonight. So when I say I bless you, or I bless this meal, or I bless this, or I bless that, I'm really saying to myself in my own mind, I am willing to recognize the good that is present. I'm willing to recognize the spiritual truth that is already true, because, I'm not making anybody or any meal or anything holy with my words. The wholeness of the divine is already present in this before I even said something. So the words, I bless you, I bless this, it's for me. It's for me, it's my commitment to seeing the spiritual goodness, the truth here, there, wherever it is, no matter how things appear to be. I mean, I set you up for that. I'll try again in a moment. Now, mind you, I don't say any of this in my out loud voice to people. I'm sharing with you the conversation inside, the inner conversation. So I say it silently. So when I say silently, and I do, I bless you. Again, I'm saying, I commit to seeing you in your spiritual truth. I commit to seeing the light of your soul, and I won't become distracted no matter what you say. No matter what you do. No matter what conclusions you arrive at that are so radically different from mine, even if I disagree with you and even if I dislike it, I am willing to recognize that there is a unifying light at the center of everything, no matter how things appear to be. I didn't even wait for you. Do you know that is often the dialogue that's going on in my head when I'm talking to people, when I'm doing things? That's often what I'm focusing on. And it's worth noting for me that what I focus on becomes larger in my awareness, becomes stronger in my experience. At least that's my experience. What I focus on takes a stronger place in my awareness. It's like TikTok. You know what you look at, you get more of. That's how it works. Does anybody look at TikTok? You don't have to raise your hand. I do. So my TikTok feed is going to be different to Kate. She watches TikTok. Sorry, did I just out you? My TikTok feed is completely different to Kevin's TikTok feed. Who thought? So imagine the universe feeding to you and me more and more of what we are interested in. Now, even though I am convinced that this is how the universe works, I often forget it. That's why I love the season of Thanksgiving, because it calls me back to this practice of blessing the world so that I can be a blessing to it. And it's important to note that this practice of blessing, it's not a way of denying what's going on in the world or avoiding the difficulties and challenges of our society. You know, as I do, that the world will not be helped by pretense, by pretending nothing is wrong. That's not what blessing is about. You know, one TikTok influencer said this: I don't believe our world simply needs more positivity. I believe the world needs minds that are equipped to be with the complexity of life. Minds that can hold nuance and polarity. Minds that can stay grounded, centered, and open to the full range of what it means to be human. Positivity is important, but it is not the whole game. That came into sharp focus for me today when the Ahmaud Arbery verdict was announced earlier today, because I felt a flood of complex emotions. And I realized positivity was not one of the words that came to my mind. It was rather a sense of relief, as if I had been holding my breath and struggling to stay grounded. And though I can say now I feel I can relax a little bit more, there is this ocean of intense feelings that go with it. This is a moment of complexity that's calling us, well, it's calling me, to be open to the full range of what does it mean to be human today and how we ought to treat each other. You know, there was a time when I thought positivity was everything. I mean, I learned it at the center. In our teaching, I learned to look for the silver lining. And that inclination to look for the good, well, it's got both its merits and its challenges. And one of the challenges is if you don't understand it deeply and maturely, it can lead to denial, to denying the more complex parts of being human. I remember a book I encountered when I was in my early learnings of science of mind, and the title of the book is "You Can't Afford the Luxury of a Negative Thought." Oh, I both loved it and was terrified by it. I became overly concerned with having a negative thought. Okay, I became terrified of my own mind. Here's the truth for me today. Here's how I understand it. I can't afford not to have the full range of my thoughts and feelings. Positive, negative, and in between. Now I know that it is okay to have a negative thought. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be concerned. It's okay to be fearful. It's okay to be worried. Indeed, when we learn about some of the things that are happening in our world, like the recent discovery of more than 1,000 indigenous children's graves in schools in Canada, when we learn of such things, you and I likely and appropriately will have a full range of natural, normal, human thoughts and feelings, and they likely will include sadness and concern and frustration and grief and even fear. So here's how I understand our practice now. Don't be afraid of a negative thought or feeling. They are part of life, your life. And at the same time, don't be afraid of blessing the world, no matter how things appear to be. It's not either or. You and I can, in the midst of confusion and sadness and not knowing, we can practice, even silently, blessing the world to shine the light on the good that we are able to see and identify, to amplify it. And when we are mature in this approach, we realize that the practice of blessing won't block out or annihilate the pain of the world, but it can fill you and me up with the courage and the hope and the love that allows us to face this world together with the trust that there is an underlying unity in everything. We call that God. And it is present. no matter how things appear to be. I don't do very well when I am overwhelmed by everything in the world that needs fixing. The enormity of the challenges can easily take over my mind, and when they do, it gets to that point where I'm no longer useful. So I have to watch that. So now I know how important it is for me to practice silently blessing the world around me, not to escape what is going on, but to refuel me so that I can be present for what is going on. And I love the practice of silently blessing people and things, especially now that I understand what it means. Remember, I agree to recognize the spiritual truth of wholeness no matter how things appear to be. Try that tomorrow. You might be gathering with others, or you might be taking some alone time. It's wonderful practice ground to say silently to everything and everyone, I bless you. That's all. Or when you're reading the news, or having a challenging conversation with that relative, or just feeling out of sync because you have to be a place where they're eating things you don't think should be eaten. Just look around and silently say to the world, I bless you. And let the gentle practice bring you back home to the idea that wholeness connects us, no matter how things appear to be. Oh, I wish that phrase just ran on automatic in my mind. No matter how things appear to be, there is a wholeness present in all that is. No matter how things appear to be, there is a wholeness present in all that is. Well, you know what? If I wanted to run on automatic in my mind, I guess I ought to practice it more frequently. I ought to befriend it, especially during those times when I can sense the overwhelm coming from what state the world is in. Clarissa Pinkola Estes. Ours is not the task of fixing the entire world all at once, but of stretching out to mend the part of the world that is within our reach. Any small, calm thing that one soul can do to help another soul, to assist some portion of this poor suffering world, will help immensely. How I love that. Mend the part of the world that is within my reach. Let me do that. With any small, calm thing, let me do that. Oh, and if there is one small, calm thing that I am certain of, it's generosity. When I feel stuck, or when I'm struggling, I now know to turn to generosity as quickly as possible, to work with what good I have and to share it, whether it's my time, or my experience, or my treasure, or a kind word, or being quiet and listening. And I've learned to trust that generosity will do good things that I can't even plan. And similarly, I have learned to trust gratitude works in the same way. When I'm feeling sad, when I'm feeling helpless, out of sync with the world, I know to turn to gratitude as quickly as I am able. When I notice what good there is to be grateful for, the list soon grows longer all by itself, reminding me of what good I have, no matter how things appear to be. The problem is, though, if I'm in a sufficiently dark place, Gratitude may seem too far away to get to practice. Oh, I remember once being in a too dark place. Have you ever been in a too dark place? Just the gentleman in the front row. I remember being in this too dark place. Oh my goodness. I remember thinking, I need to practice gratitude, but it's making me angry thinking about it. So I had to start with something simpler. And I remember sitting in a chair, starting right there and saying, I guess I really don't mind that this chair is holding me up. Right? And there was a humor in it that sort of got into my cynicism a little bit. And I could nudge myself into, well, I guess the color of this wall is not that terrible. But in seriousness, I had to lead myself gently, that tender part of myself, to notice what good I could name, to grow my sense of connection. So when I can't practice full-on gratitude, I try instead to scale it back and just notice, accept, acknowledge, and say, I bless you. Earlier on, I mentioned that I noticed in life how somehow what I focus on becomes larger and stronger in my experience. And that's what our Thanksgiving intention tradition is about. And you heard Reverend Russ set it up beautifully. If you completed a Thanksgiving intention card last year, you likely received it in the mail sent back to you already. Has anybody received theirs back? Okay, yeah, so many of you have done that. Now, if you've never participated in that, you can do so. Our tradition is to, during pandemic, we mail the cards, but tonight, if you're in the room, you can pick them up. You already have them. And then you write down the 3 things you would love to be grateful for, and we keep them for you for 12 months. Stewing in the atmosphere of the center. And then we mailed them back to you. And I got to tell you, I love it when my Thanksgiving intention card comes back. Sometimes I don't even recognize my own handwriting. And then when I open it from the previous year, sometimes I'm delighted. Sometimes I forgot that was important. And sometimes I'm bewildered that I thought I needed that. But in every case, the exercise reminds me to also think a little bit about where do I want to go next year? Not with desperation, but with creativity. And not only for myself, but for the world. So I invite you then this year, when you complete your Thanksgiving intention card, to include also your intention for the world. Ask yourself, what would you like to see more of in 2022 that leads to a more compassionate, equitable, inclusive world? Now, if you didn't receive your card in the mail, remember you got it on the way in. And if you're watching and you'd love to be part of that, you can contact us at info@cslsr.org, and we will make sure you get a card so you can participate. And if you've got a stamp, please stamp your card. And if not, just give it to us without a stamp and we'll get one for you. Now, to stir up the creative juices in you, I invite you to take a moment with me to breathe in and to exhale. And in your mind, using your beautiful imagination, I invite you to travel forward in time. Not very far, just 12 months. And looking back from that time at the year that passed, it's the one called 2022, I invite you to imagine how your best self shows up. What are you doing? Who is present? And how has the world changed for the better because of you? And then, as if addressing a very wise being inside your own head, your own mind, you ask, guide me to know where to go and what to aspire to. And without forcing an answer, just let the question hang until that which wishes to be known reveals itself to you. And to stir up the creative juices, I invite you now to return to present time. And take a moment with me to consider your center for spiritual living, your chosen spiritual family. Think of the people perhaps you haven't seen for 2 years. Perhaps you took a class with them or did a meditation practice with them. Perhaps you were at a lunchtime learning session with them, or you volunteered with them. And think about the warmth of being in community. And bless with me, silently in your own mind, the reality that our connection has remained even though we have been apart. And let come into your mind some aspect of being in this chosen spiritual community that blesses your life. And this is the practice Reverend Russ mentioned, of dwelling in gratitude until it becomes ordinary. And I invite you to let the next breath you take be deeper than the one before. And exhale, returning to the activity of the room. Typically, this would be the transition where we go to our offering, but because of the pandemic, we are not offering the basket to be passed around for safety reasons. So I want to let you know there are a number of creative ways for you to still express your gratitude and support your center, including the basket on the way out. So instead of passing the basket is stationary while you move past it. And if you prefer, you can go online to our website at cslsr.org and donate through there. Also on Facebook, there are multiple opportunities for you to do so. And I wanted to let you know that Facebook gives 100% of your donation without taking any fees when you donate through Facebook. So please do consider that as a wonderful option for us to continue supporting our center. So we would say a giving affirmation together, but we are not encouraging speaking out or singing. So in your heart, silently, would you just repeat in your mind these words? Joyously I give with an attitude of abundance, knowing that as I give, I do receive. And then silently in your mind again, think of someone who you would love to bless. And remember with me, it means I agree, I am willing to see the good that is present, no matter how things appear to be. And now please enjoy our offering music.
Spirit, I am grateful, loving Spirit. loving spirit for the way, for this rich, abundant living every single day. And I give thanks for the knowing. I give thanks for the way your love is overflowing every time I pray. And I thank you, God. Oh, I thank you, God, for one good day.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that music so much. That was from Linda Webb-Khakaba. Yeah, and I'm grateful for that heritage of music we have. And I want to appreciate everyone on stage providing the music again. Thank you so much. It's so lovely to have you. And I want to appreciate again our staff and volunteers, especially the people who are helping us live stream right now. And if I didn't say it already, I want to appreciate all of you, and especially the faces that I haven't seen in 2 years. Stephen Sanderson, Daniel Padilla, Sammy, and I can see them all over you. Hi there. It's wonderful to see you. I found myself smiling at people in the supermarket thinking, I think I know them. But I see you and I know you there over there. And I'm seeing also in the audience people that I've known for a very, very long time. There's Martha and Christina and Brenda and Dawn and you. And there's all the Joes in the house. Everybody's here, David and Chris and the Fords. And my eyes can't go that far back, but there you are. Hello, that's Chandra? Yeah, my gosh, I've noticed that wild waving. And I'm super grateful to have all, we have been dating for a very long time. And I feel a bond of love and connection to you. And I have been longing to introduce our new assistant minister to the larger community. And so this is, I think his first Sunday here, there were 10 people. And it's like, what have I come to? So he's getting a sense of the energy and the love that is in this community. And I love to see the young people here today. Thank you very much for coming and waving at me, and I hope you will come again. Thank you. And I see some of you back there. Hi. Thank you for coming. I hope you'll come back again. Okay, we're going to figure out a way so that we can have some fun and entertainment in the social hall on Sunday so that you can come, because this can't be fun hanging out with the adults, right? We need to notch this up a bit. So we're working on that. Okay, we'll figure it out somehow. On Christmas Eve, we are having one service at the same time, 7 o'clock, is that correct? And so we will have the same thing. We will need to reserve a seat because we have to manage it as usual. So it will also be live streamed. So if you're interested in coming to Christmas Eve, please sign up for that. And then on Christmas Day, we have a service. Reverend Tara Steele will provide a service. Is that at 10 o'clock? It's on the website, but somebody said, yes, it is. Linda, the all-seeing, all-knowing Linda Hand says, yes, it is. And I'm grateful for Linda Hand, too. So thank you all for being here. It is time for us to close our service with a benediction and some music. So won't you place your hand on your chest as a symbol of your connection, your emotional center to your spiritual community. And will you know with me that you are never alone? That Spirit is right where you are. That you have only to look within at any moment to know that you're guided, sustained, and empowered by a presence that expresses itself as you in this world. in deepest gratitude. Let us live our lives accordingly so that in everything we do and say and think, we honor this presence within, and so it is. Happy Thanksgiving and enjoy the music.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. And no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for